Guys, it seems that we have finally figured out the reason why young Miami is so fervently attempting to rebrand herself with this new Yams era thing that she is currently attempting to do. As a result of the fact that, guys, things are getting worse for her each and every day. And just when we thought that she was beginning to move on from her previous relationship with Diddy and move on with her life, she was mentioned in a brand new allegation that was made against Diddy regarding sexual assault. In addition to her cousin was also involved in this whole messy business, despite the fact that she was there. You guys are aware of the rumors that have been circulating about Diddy allegedly being on DL, right? Rodney Jones, a male producer, has just filed a lawsuit against him, alleging that Diddy and young Miami were involved in a sexual encounter. Jones also claimed that Diddy had sex with him. Because she was just beginning to socially recover from the first 4 lawsuits, young Miami is having a breakdown as a result of this drama. Her new Yams era is the result of her concerted efforts to rebrand herself, which she has been making purposefully. This lawsuit has a lot of information that needs to be unpacked, so let's break it down, shall we? I would like to bring up this blind item that was published in November or December of the previous year. It stated that a male victim was going to come forward and speak out against Diddy. Before we get into this mess, I want to bring it up. As well as Psychic Slum at the beginning of the previous year, in June Bella asserted that Diddy was going to be brought to light in March of this year. On top of that, he might believe that she also predicted that Diddy would be exposed around the time that Kim Porter celebrated her birthday, which was in November. The fact that Cassie discovered her explosive lawsuit the day after Kim's birthday in the previous year is what brought about this outcome. Although I am aware that this most recent lawsuit did not take place in March, we are only a few days away from the month of March. I believe that it is sufficiently close. Now that we have that out of the way, let's dissect this current tea because baby, it is a messy, hot mess. Diddy's former collaborator, producer Ro Jones, is the most recent individual to file a lawsuit against the rapper. According to the allegations that Rodney made in his lawsuit, Diddy allegedly assaulted him and placed him in a number of situations that were not appropriate or appropriate for him while they were working together. Diddy is said to have touched Rodney and groped his butt, according to Rodney, who disclosed this information. In addition to this, he asserted that Diddy had allegedly walked naked in front of him on multiple occasions, swaying all around as if he were completely unconcerned about anything. Rodney asserts that he was under the impression that Diddy was attempting to entice him into having an affair with him as a result of this development. Rodney asserted that he was not committed to Diddy's actions, however. When he confronted Diddy about it, he stated that Diddy refused to acknowledge it and referred to it as horseplay. You are going to have to give it to Diddy, by the way. When it comes to the names that he gives to his actions, he is very creative and he is very good at wordplay, as evidenced by his freak-offs and horseplay. You are obligated to return it to him. But hold on, because the lawsuit went into some ominous details, such as how Diddy allegedly coerced Rodney into watching videos of producer Stevie J having sexual relations with another man. It is beginning to appear that half of the people in Hollywood are having sexual relations with the other half of the population at this point, given that there is absolutely no way. Additionally, he disclosed that Diddy would frequently invite SWS to his residence in Miami, which was the location of a great deal of antics that took place. On one of the occasions when the parties were held, Rod asserted that he was present at Diddy's residence, and he stated that he believes that Diddy was a member of the SA faction. At this point, it is impossible to say for certain whether or not this actually took place, however. The women who filed lawsuits against Diddy all claimed that Diddy had engaged in a similar behavior. Rodney also asserted that he allegedly laced the drinks at Diddy's wild parties and served them to women. This is just a side note. If you understand what I mean, I would also like to mention that some of the people who attended Diddy's parties were not old. In the event that you are curious about how Diddy came to possess these women in the first place, Rodney asserted that Diddy allegedly had Stevie J and Justin Combs, who is Stevie J's son, recruit them. Stevie J was allegedly in charge of hiring female SWS, while Justin was allegedly in charge of picking up girls for the party, according to Rodney's claims. However, Cuba Gooding Jr. was only one of the individuals who became involved in the legal dispute. In addition to Justin and Stevie J, Cuba Gooding Jr. also included some stray Jones allegedly stated that Cuba Gooding Jr. introduced him to him on Diddy's yacht, and Cuba allegedly began touching, groping, and fondling Mr. Jones's legs, his upper inner thighs, near the small of his back, near his buttocks, and his shoulders. This information was reported by TMZ. Rodney was determined to completely air out the tea on Diddy because he also claimed that either Diddy or Justin was in the studio. When I tell you that this new lawsuit is a hot mess, I'm not messing around, I'm telling you the truth. It is his assertion that a heated argument took place between Diddy and Justin in the studio, which ultimately resulted in his termination from his position, and that a man named G was struck in the stomach. It's crazy that a disagreement between a father and his son could have resulted in such a situation, but hey, Diddy has also been accused of making Justin take the blame for his DUI, so it shouldn't come as much of a surprise that he was fired during a disagreement. In addition, if you are curious about the role that Young Miami plays in all of this, Rodney asserts that Miami's cousin was also involved in the whole thing. In addition, he asserted that one of Miami's female cousins had mistreated him, suggesting that she had attempted to have sexual relations with him in front of Diddy and other members of his staff. According to the way that this is being presented, not only was Diddy allegedly tampering with Miami, but he was also allegedly tampering with her cousin, which is a very, very unpleasant thing to do. On the other hand, when we take into account everything that we know about Diddy, the fact that he engaged in playful behavior with Miami's cousin is the least surprising thing that we know about him. Anyone who is an insider is now reporting that this new lawsuit has Young Miami in a state of disarray, and they are aware that it has nothing to do with her cousin tinkering with Diddy. According to the insider, the reason Miami is so upset is because she was named in the lawsuit that was filed against others. According to what I mentioned at the beginning of this article, she recently declared that she is currently in her yams era, and she has been making every effort to put some distance between herself and the messy situation that Diddy was going through the previous year. Additionally, according to the insider, Miami waited a couple of months after the initial batch of lawsuits before she rebranded herself because she needed things to calm down before she did so. The only reason she made the announcement of the rebranding operation was because she believed that the lawsuits had been resolved. That is, until this brand new lawsuit materializes out of nowhere and includes her as a defendant, forcing her to go through the motions once more. According to the insider, Miami has been experiencing a significant amount of anger as a result of this. An individual who is a fan of Diddy and Keisha wrote in a comment, "I don't care if they are black, blue, or purple, they should be held accountable because they are guilty of the crime. Is it true that everyone who was in the vicinity of Diddy is also going to jail?" Young Miami was under the impression that she was going to find a baller, but she quickly discovered that she might be charged. As well as I believe that Young Miami is attempting to impose this yam stuff on people in order to make us forget about her, and Diddy deleted her entire Instagram page. In any case, I would appreciate it if you could share your thoughts with me regarding this chaotic situation. In your opinion, do you believe that Miami has been a part of this mess from the very beginning? Please share your thoughts on this topic in the comments section, and then proceed to watch the following video.